some point in your 20s, something shifts. Not because life suddenly becomes easy, but because you start seeing patterns. You look around and realize people are tired, not lazy, busy but not progressing, trying but not moving, and that is when it hits me. I'm 25, and for the first time in my life, I understand why so many Nigerians feel stuck even when they are doing their best. This is not a motivational talk. This is not me blaming anyone. This is observation from experience, from lived experience, and years of watching people I love struggle inside a system that doesn't explain itself.
I'm Dsoftliving, and this is the real talk.
Welcome back to the Soft Living. If you're new here, this channel is where we talk about life, money, mindset, culture, and the quiet truth Nigerians don't always say out loud. And if you have been here before, welcome home. If this kind of conversation speaks to you, you can subscribe. Not because I'm selling anything, no, but because this is a series we are building together. Let me start with a truth that took me years to accept. Most Nigerians are not stuck because they are unserious. They are stuck because no one ever taught them how the system actually works. Let's talk about doing everything right but not moving. I remember a phase in my life where I was doing everything I was told to do. I wake up early, work hard, pray, be patient, don't complain, don't compare, just keep pushing. And yet nothing was changing. Bills were still waiting, opportunities were scarce, the gap between effort and reward were getting wider and wider. I have friends like this too that tell me about their experience, how they are doing everything to make it, to get money in their account, to do something, but it seems they are not getting it right, even though they are doing everything right. One graduated with good grades, stayed home for years, waiting for something, waiting for opportunity. Another one was always busy, always outside, but never financially stable. Another was deeply intelligent but afraid to take risk because failure was not an option in their family. Everyone was moving, but nobody was arriving. That is when I realized something uncomfortable. Being busy in Nigeria does not automatically lead to progress, and nobody tells you that early enough. I want us to talk about this topic that is not talked about enough: survival mode versus growth mode. Nigeria puts you in survival mode very early. As a child, you learn don't waste food, don't talk back, don't take risk, don't embarrass the family, don't fail. Survival thinking is not evil, it's protective, but the problem is when survival mode becomes the permanent mindset. Survival mode asks, how do I manage today? Growth mode asks, how do I build for tomorrow? Most Nigerians were never taught the second question, so we hustle to survive, not to build. We earn to settle bills, not to create systems. We pray for breakthroughs, but don't understand leverage, structure, or long-term thinking. And it's not because we are foolish, it's because nobody explained it to us. I want us to talk about this carefully. Poverty thinking is inherited, not choosing. Here is something that changed my perspective completely. Poverty thinking is not a moral failure, it's an inheritance. If you grew up watching adults panic over money, if every financial conversation was filled with fear, if success always felt fragile, then your brain learned one thing: hold what you have, don't lose it. That is why many people fear investing, fear starting again, fear quitting unhealthy jobs, fear visibility, fear for being seen trying. It's not laziness, it's trauma. And until you name it, you will keep thinking something is wrong with you. Another important thing I want us to talk about is why education alone was never enough. We were sold a dream: go to school and everything will be fine. But school did not teach us how money works, how power moves, how influence is built, how system reward visibility, not just effort. So people graduate intelligent but directionless, qualified but confused, capable but stuck waiting for permission. Education gave us knowledge, but it did not give us navigation, and nobody warned us about that. Now let's talk about religion, fear, and waiting culture. Faith is powerful, but fear disguised as faith is dangerous. Many Nigerians were taught to wait endlessly, to endure quietly, to spiritualize confusion instead of questioning systems. So people stay stuck, hoping time will fix what strategy should. Prayer without understanding becomes waiting. Waiting becomes years, years become regrets, and still no one is evil here. People are doing what they were taught. A lot of people, they make this mistake. Instead of them to be strategic about their life, to ask themselves, what job do I love, what skill do I love, what am I passionate about, instead of them to now back it with God, to back what they are good at, skill, something that can give them money. Either it can even be education, but education you still have to add skill, then you back it with God. If you're serving God, you're being religious without a job, without skill, you're not going to be progressing. Allow me to tell you why people don't fail, they just never learn the game. Here is the truth I wish more Nigerians would hear, and I wish somebody teach me this when I just moved to Lagos in 2021 and I opened my studio after a few months of living in Lagos. Most people did not fail, they were never taught the rules. They were taught obedience, not strategy, endurance, not positioning, patience, not leverage. So they work hard in the wrong direction, stay loyal to systems that don't reward loyalty, and blame themselves for outcomes that were predictable. This is not an insult, it's clarity. Understanding this changed everything for me. Not because life becomes easy, but because shame leaves. You stop calling yourself lazy. You stop thinking you're behind. You stop comparing your chapter 2 to someone else's chapter 10. And then responsibility begins, not guilt. I'm recording this video 3 p.m. So if you're hearing noise, it's outside noise. It's my neighbor that are walking around and talking. And I apologize for that. Now back to business. Responsibility to unlearn, to ask better questions, to study the systems, to build slowly but intentional. This is what growing up really looks like. Please don't forget to share this video to your loved ones, like it, and if this video made you feel seen, I want you to say something in the comments, not for engagement but for conversation. And if you want to keep having these honest, grounded conversations about life in Nigeria, you can subscribe and stay. This is the Soft Living, where we have real talk, not noise, just clarity. Thank you so much for watching this video to the end, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.